Our inspiration for the concept Link was to create a vehicle for urban areas in the near future. And if you imagine these surroundings in big cities, which is very dense, and of course you have to have zero emission, and what you want, you need the means of transport on the one side, and you want to have the communication and the communication device on the other side. So our concept Link is the perfect synthesis, the perfect link between these two worlds. Very special is, what I just pointed out, is this synthesis. On the one hand, you meet all the requirements which are necessary in an urban area. Like what I said, you have very agile, you have zero emission, you have a luggage room, you have comfort, you have wind and weather protection. So all the means of transportation which are required. On the other hand, in nowadays world, you always want to stay connected with your friends. You want to know what way to go. You want to know where your friends are, and you want to know where the next coffee point is, for example. And you will find all this in the concept Link, because you will be perfectly connected on the bike with your smartphone. Additionally, what is also special is in the rider gear, you have a connection to the bike, and the rider gear can support you by putting information from the bike to the rider gear, like for example vibrating or illuminating gear. Design-wise, if you look at the bike, obviously it looks very different. It's neither a motorbike and it's neither a scooter. It has a very own formal language, which starts first of all by the proportion. Proportion is very different from what you know. And this is, we are able to do this because of the electric package. So you have a flat battery at the bottom, which is very good for center of gravity. It's very good for luggage compartment, for a very new arrangement of all the components. And the formal language itself is very new also. It's very clean. It's more let's say like a mobile device or like an industrial design. Also speaking a little bit of architecture. And we think, in combination with very precise lining and high-end finishing, it gives a lot of emotion also to the rider, especially in this urban environment where you have all the architecture and less of this typical dynamic motorbike thing, which are more like aggressive. In this concept Link, we put an electric engine, obviously, but we didn't want to emphasize too much on this. It could be also a plug-in hybrid, or it could be a fuel cell. We see what's possible in some years. The user interface is very interesting also because we have different displays on the bike. We have a small display which is really required for the only necessary information, like speed, for example. And then we have a second display which is bigger in size, where you have all the secondary functions. For example, like telephone, audio, navigation, or comfort features, for example. And last but not least, there's a connection with the rider gear, which also will transport information by vibration or by light or these kind of things. So all in all, I think this is a very innovative and a very interesting concept for the future in urban transport.